Hi loves, Data Childs here, intuitive energy healer, author, and I just wanted to take a minute to introduce myself. I know I've got some new followers on here and I just wanted to tell you hi and thank you, and I'm so grateful to see you here on Instagram and Facebook, and I am so happy that you've chosen to stop and watch this video. So I'm going to give you a little gift of a healing in it, but I also want to tell you just a little bit about what it is that I do and how you might work with me. So I'm an intuitive, I'm an energy healer, and when I say energy healer, I kind of almost don't like it because that implies that you need some healing or you're broken or you need fixing, and I don't see it that way. So by healing, when I work with people, it's to really see what's stuck within them, be it an emotion or a dream or a wish or a past wound or trauma that needs to be released. And sometimes it needs to just be released and processed, right? And sort of gifted up. But sometimes it actually needs to be reformatted. You know, we have this way that we see things and then we go, well, is that really accurate? Is it really meant to be seen that way? So a lot of what I do is also to shift perspective, to shift things around for you. One of the joys I had recently was, it wasn't even a client, it was just a person, a friend, and she was talking about how she doesn't like to trust people, and her whole life, I'm not sure how old she is, but I would say maybe late 40s, something like that, but her whole life she's never really felt like people could be trusted, and all the things that happens to her and all the experiences she gets and the messages that she gets from tarot readers or intuitives is always about not trusting people, being very cautious. And so I just sat with this and I said, you know, I want to sort of put out another perspective in trusting other people. Really what we're trusting is our own self. We're trusting ourselves to know this person deserves my trust, is I want to feel comfortable and vulnerable and connect to them and, you know, bring them in, and to know whenever that feels off. We can read, we can know when we're being used, when we're being lied to, when we have those intuitive abilities. And so it's not really about trusting other people, it's ultimately about trusting our own being, trusting our deep inner self and our own knowing. And so to shift that then allowed her heart to open and for her to really start embracing other people in a way that she wasn't able to before. And that's what I would call a miracle, right? It's that shift, the 100% perspective change to go, oh my gosh. And that's what I love doing, is to open your eyes to, okay, here's what you think, but what could reality really be? You know, what is that? And then the other thing is to just sometimes help people figure out, like, ooh, their bodies are doing some weird symptoms, and, you know, what is it, right? What's really going on there? Is there a stuck emotion in there that we need to work? Is there something else going on? So we really do work that aspect as well. And I think that that's a really powerful, you know, place to be. I love working with couples. I'm really doing a lot of in-person retreats this year, and those will be coming up. So Esalen Institute at some point in Big Sur, California, as well as the Four Seasons in Hawaii. That one's actually coming up in Oahu. That one's coming up in September. So it's getting really close and exciting. And then there'll be an in-person retreat in Boone, North Carolina at the Art of Living Center, which is going to be amazing. So there are places where you can catch me in person. There are classes that are online. It's a little bit hard to book a session right now. I'm working on that. I don't know what that will look like, but in-person retreats, sign up, you know, for the newsletter. You'll know kind of what's happening when. But I hope that this helps you understand a little bit about who I am, what I do, what I believe. If I had my dog here, she's a huge part of who I am, actually, and I would show her, but she's busy taking a nap, so we can't interrupt her nap, but I'm sure you'll see pictures of her around. So drop me a DM, send me a question. If there's certain content that you want to see on the channel, you know, by all means, let me know, because I love to kind of give people what they're looking for. I don't do private readings by DM or email or any of that, but if there's something like, oh, I'm really wondering about this, or I have a question about this chakra or this energy center, by all means, you know, hit me up and let me know what that is. And if you haven't already, you can go to Amazon.com and you can purchase my book that's co-authored with Cindy Dale called Chakras, Food, and You. It's Health, Healing, and Harmonious Weight, and that is coming out August 3rd. It's pretty interesting because we give you a quiz, and you take this quiz and you figure out your intuitive type. And then once you know your energy type, like what your strongest chakra is, then you sort of form out like, oh, okay, now that I know this about myself, what does that mean about my strengths, about my personality, about my weaknesses, what motivates me? How should I be formulating a healthy way of eating? How do I best grocery shop? How do I best dine out? What are my best spiritual practices? What are my intuitive gifts if I'm this energy type, and how do I open that? So it's chock full of fun. And again, I'm just so glad you're here. So I hope that you continue to follow along, and I promise to do a video at some point where you get to meet Sophie too. All right, bye guys.